Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into the heart of a relationship challenge that can really throw things off balance. Jealousy. Now, we've all felt a twinge of jealousy at some point, right? It's a natural human emotion. But when it starts running the show, in your relationship, that's when things can get messy. So buckle up because we're about to break down the top 10 signs that your partner might be wrestling with jealousy. You need to know what you're dealing with so you can start addressing it head on. Look, let's be honest, accusations are like relationship poison. They create distance and distrust, and they can erode the foundation of a good thing. Now, I'm not talking about those lighthearted, teasing accusations we sometimes throw around. I'm talking about the serious stuff, the kind that makes you feel like you're constantly under a microscope. If your partner is constantly accusing you of being interested in someone else, of flirting with a coworker, or spending too much time with friends, that's a major red flag. It's like they're projecting their own insecurities onto you, and that's not fair. You deserve to be in a relationship where there's trust and respect, not constant suspicion. It's time to take a hard look at what's really driving those accusations. Is it a lack of trust? Is it past hurts bubbling up? Or is it something deeper within them? Remember, healthy relationships are built on a foundation of trust. When accusations start flying, it's time to have a real conversation about what's going on beneath the surface. Don't let these accusations fester and poison your relationship. Now, a little bit of curiosity in a relationship is natural, but when your partner transforms into a full-blown private investigator, constantly questioning your every move, that's when you know suspicion has taken root. It's like they're on a mission to uncover some hidden truth, always looking for clues, reading between the lines, and interpreting every word and action as evidence of wrongdoing. They might grill you about who you were with, what you talked about, or why you were 5 minutes late getting home from work. This kind of behavior can be incredibly draining and make you feel like you're constantly walking on eggshells. It creates an environment of tension and distrust, and it can be suffocating for the person on the receiving end. If your partner is constantly suspicious, it's important to address the root of the issue. Is it insecurity, past experiences, or a lack of communication? Getting to the bottom of their suspicions is crucial to building a healthy and trusting relationship. Let me ask you this. Does it feel like you're constantly being cross-examined by your partner? Like every detail of your day is subject to a grueling interrogation? If so, you're not alone. When someone's gripped by jealousy, they often try to regain a sense of control by micromanaging their partner's life. They might demand to know who you're texting, why you liked a particular photo on social media, or why you're going out with friends instead of staying in with them. This constant questioning isn't about genuine curiosity. It's about trying to control your behavior and keep tabs on you. It stems from a place of insecurity and fear, and it can be incredibly damaging to a relationship. Remember, you deserve to have a life outside of your relationship. You're allowed to have friends, hobbies, and interests that don't revolve around your partner. And you shouldn't have to justify your every move. Here's the deal. Healthy relationships thrive when both partners have their own support systems, their own friends, and their own lives outside of the relationship. But jealousy has a nasty habit of trying to chip away at those connections. A jealous partner might make snide comments about your friends, try to discourage you from spending time with them, or even try to turn you against them. They might tell you that your friends are a bad influence, that they don't have your best interests at heart, or that they're secretly trying to sabotage your relationship. This kind of behavior is incredibly toxic. It's a way of isolating you from your support system and making you more dependent on them. They want you all to themselves, and they'll use any means necessary to make that happen. Remember, your friends and family were there for you before your partner came along, and they'll be there for you long after. Don't let jealousy drive a wedge between you and the people who care about you. Let's face it, we live in a world where it's easy to get caught up in the comparison game, constantly scrolling through social media feeds filled with seemingly perfect lives. And when jealousy takes hold, that comparison game can become a dangerous obsession. A jealous partner might constantly compare themselves to your exes, your friends' partners, or even complete strangers on the internet. They might point out their accomplishments, their looks, or their material possessions, making you feel like you're not good enough. This constant comparison is a recipe for disaster. It breeds insecurity, resentment, and a never-ending cycle of feeling inadequate. It's important to remember that everyone is on their own journey, and comparing yourself to others is a surefire way to sabotage your own happiness. If your partner is constantly comparing themselves to others, it's important to have an honest conversation about the impact it's having on your relationship. Remind them of their own unique qualities and help them focus on their own strengths. Now, a little bit of protectiveness in a relationship is normal. We care about our partners, and we want to keep them safe. But there's a fine line between being protective and being controlling, and jealousy has a way of blurring that line. An overly protective partner might try to control who you spend time with, where you go, or what you wear. They might constantly check in on you, bombard you with calls and texts, or even track your location without your consent. While they might disguise this behavior as concern or care, it's actually rooted in insecurity and a need for control. They're afraid of losing you, so they try to control every aspect of your life to keep you close. Remember, you are an independent individual, and you deserve to have your own space and freedom. If your partner's overprotectiveness is making you feel suffocated, it's important to set boundaries and have an honest conversation about your need for space. Here's the truth. Jealousy rarely exists in a vacuum. It's often a symptom of deeper issues, and insecurity is often the culprit lurking beneath the surface. When someone is insecure, they might doubt their own worthiness, constantly worry about being replaced, or feel threatened by others. These insecurities can manifest as jealousy, leading to possessive behavior, accusations, and a constant need for reassurance. It's important to remember that you can't fix someone else's insecurities. You can offer support, reassurance, and understanding, but ultimately, they need to do the work to address their own self-worth. If your partner's insecurity is driving a wedge between you, encourage them to seek professional help. A therapist can help them explore the root of their insecurities and develop healthy coping mechanisms. Let me be crystal clear, love should never feel like a cage. When you're in a healthy relationship, you should feel free to be yourself, to grow, and to thrive. But possessiveness rewrites the rules of love, turning it into a game of control and ownership. A possessive partner might try to dictate who you can talk to, where you can go, or what you can wear. They might monitor your phone, social media accounts, or even your finances in an attempt to control your every move. This need for control stems from a place of fear. They're afraid of losing you, so they try to control every aspect of your life to keep you close. But this kind of behavior is suffocating and can ultimately push you away. Remember, you are not a possession. You are a person with your own thoughts, feelings, and desires. And you deserve to be in a relationship where you feel respected, trusted, and free to be yourself. Let's be honest, we all have our ups and downs. But when someone's gripped by jealousy, those ups and downs can turn into a wild, unpredictable roller coaster ride. One minute they're fine, the next they're angry, suspicious, or withdrawn. These mood swings can be incredibly confusing and frustrating for the person on the receiving end. You never know what to expect, and it can feel like you're walking on eggshells, constantly trying to avoid triggering their next outburst. It's important to remember that you are not responsible for your partner's emotions. You can't control their jealousy, and you shouldn't have to tiptoe around their mood swings. If you're constantly riding the emotional roller coaster because of your partner's jealousy, it's important to set boundaries and prioritize your own well-being. You deserve to be in a relationship where you feel safe, secure, and emotionally stable. Look, everyone needs a little reassurance from time to time, especially in relationships. But when someone's consumed by jealousy, that need for reassurance can become an insatiable thirst that's impossible to quench. They might constantly ask for validation, needing you to tell them how much you love them, how attractive they are, or how much they mean to you. They might fish for compliments, seek constant attention, or become overly sensitive to any perceived slight or lack of affection. This constant need for reassurance stems from a place of deep-seated insecurity. They're looking for external validation to fill an internal void, but no amount of reassurance will ever be enough to silence those inner doubts. Remember, you are not responsible for your partner's self-esteem. You can offer support and love, but you can't fix their insecurities for them. Look, dealing with jealousy in a relationship is no walk in the park. It can be emotionally draining, create a whole lot of tension, and leave you feeling like you're constantly walking on eggshells. But here's the good news. Understanding the signs of jealousy is the first step towards addressing it head-on. Once you can identify those red flags, you can start having those tough conversations with your partner about what's really driving those jealous feelings. Remember, communication is key. Talk openly and honestly about your concerns, set healthy boundaries, and if necessary, encourage your partner to seek professional help. You deserve to be in a relationship where you feel loved, trusted, and secure.